Oh, these are interacting and shaking for some reason. They're cold, I guess. I don't know. And I just didn't put any water in there and they started dying and I was like, oopsie. Aw, they can wave at each other if they had arms. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tommy and it is my great pleasure to welcome you at the Jurassic Labyrinth amusement park. We went back in time and this is before all the mayhem befell this park and this Halloween themed, horror themed something that I created. It was a park that was created back in May. I started building this park simultaneously with the Jurassic Park Atlantis, and that tells you something. I really wanted to do a Jurassic Labyrinth park. I really wanted to do something like this, and for a long time I was not willing to do something like this because, as you can see right over here, it's a lot of work. But I said to myself, Tommy, get over yourself and just do it. And then I just did. This is it. I will. It's a very long. It's a very big park, so we will try to hop in as quickly as possible. Just a quick announcement, this park is now already available at Nexus, both this version, the undestroyed version, like the day version, the before mayhem version, and also the destroyed version if you want to take a stroll and see some dinosaurs running around. And what I would love for you guys to do is to actually try to navigate yourself throughout this labyrinth and maybe record yourself, put it on YouTube, share it with me. I would love for you guys to try it because I know the labyrinth and I knew my way around when I was trying to do the horror walkthrough, but you don't know the labyrinth, maybe you get lost, and maybe that will be fun. So without any further ado though, I've been talking too long, so this is the Jurassic Labyrinth. This is the entrance. The entrance point, it's all a little elevated because one thing that this game does is that it just like won't go any further down. So if I wanted to do this in capture mode, I had to elevate the whole thing just a little bit, I guess. This was after the update wherein the fountains became available. So I wanted to do a big square over here with this nice view like this. There's no people around because there was danger to guests, because I had to decide. I have this attraction where I had to decide between having the guests endangered and having no access to several buildings. At first I decided, okay, screw it, let's have the guests endangered, but then I was like, okay, let's just like cut access to some buildings. We will come to the attraction and you will see. This is the hotel section where you can sleep over until the dinosaurs take over. They did take over. I was thrilled to have all these new decoration items, and now that we have colorable lights, which came at the very, very last minute before I was actually promoting this. And there's the people! Before I was actually promoting the park, and I could make it all red, which complemented the horror theme, and you can see a little bit of that red over here. It might not be the best color for daily viewing, I would say, but yeah. So this is the entrance to the labyrinth, and right off the bat you can go either this way or this way. Yeah, this is the bigger way, so yeah, logically you will go this way, but let's just first visit this enclosure, and I think that you can already hear them. It's the Homalocephale enclosure. I was going with the very small dinosaurs for these enclosures that were like you know, next to the pathway, and I didn't want to have viewing galleries everywhere. I wanted the guests to just, you know, like discover the wonders of these animals walking around, walking by. This is another enclosure with the, I think it's the Cryolophosaurus. Yes, it is the Cryolophosaurus. This was when the trees became a thing, so all of these and all of, like all of... Basically, this enclosure would be very barren if I didn't put in the placeable trees, because it gave me like 2 or 3, which is ridiculous. But space was something that I had to count with when I started doing this. So this is the... We can go both ways again, so let's visit this way first. And in here in this corner we have a viewing gallery that overlooks the Amargasaurus. Amargasaurus was from Jurassic World Alive. And that was a cutie pie. Back when Jurassic World Alive was actually fun. I'm sorry to say that, but all these are interacting and shaking for some reason. They're cold, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's there's a lot of trees in this park. A lot of rendering has to be done for the game, I guess. So that's why these interactions are all shaky. But yeah, you can go all the way around here to this side. And in here we have the Pyroraptor with a nice little lake like this. And again, we have another crossroads over here where you can either see the Brachiosaurus, the cutie pies of the Jurassic World Evolution 2, and my personal favorite, cute dinosaurs that I really like to use for these small enclosures. Oh, it's okay. Every single time that I see the cute little face. And we also have a viewing gallery here where we have the Draco Rex with some nice skins. And these have this little, let me show you, these have this sort of a creek over here. I was trying to distinguish the enclosures, and I think that the alpine environment is the best for distinguishing enclosures, even though it has its limitations. Once I started putting the placeable trees, I found out that, yeah, they tend to look similar, all of these. So yeah, and finally, when we go around the Pyroraptor to this corner, we have the Ankylosaurus. One dinosaur that I used to love in the first game, or like on and off, and it's still epic, it's still nice, still has the ability to walk through each other, but it's kind of a meh dinosaur. But I didn't use Ankylosaurus, I think, since Yosemite, and it's been a long time since Yosemite. I released Yosemite in like, what, March, April, I think. I'm not really sure. Back when I was trying to release everything at once. Okay, so this is a dead end for the labyrinth. This is a section where we got lost and we need to go back around here, around the Cryolophosaurus, around the Homalocephale. And we go over here, we go back to this main road where we have another cutie pie, we have the Minmi in this enclosure around here. We should have more. Oh, yeah. Here he is, this little cutester. And I just checked the time, and it's getting really long, so we won't be here with them for a long time. So we can go either this way, or we can try to go this way. Here we have a viewing gallery where we have one of those that I usually like don't use that much because it's not really that exciting, but it's cute actually. Like, I like this green coloring over here, the Sauropelta. I mean, why not? It is really nice. And I created some rocky enclosure for them. There should be 3 of them. So as you can see, we have we can go around this bend this bend. What is it? What do you call it? And there's another viewing gallery to see the Sauropelta from. There she is. And we can continue. Even though this is a dead end, we still have an enclosure here, and it's our first carnivorous enclosure. And this one is for the, what is it? Proceratosaurus. And there's like not many of them that we can see. Where's all our buddies? Where's everyone? They're all down here? Down here where we can't get, right? Oh, and there's so many trees around. Okay, you guys will have to believe me that they really have nice skins, these Proceratosaurus. And they're all shaky. This is Anyway, let's go back to capture mode. So this was a dead end, and we have to go back around the Minmis, and now it's full of people. Now if they broke out, wow, that would be, yeah. To this side we have the Stegosaurus enclosure with nice green skin and purple plates. Again, I was trying to make use of all those placeable trees. I was so excited to have them, and when I started placing them like all around, it was all like, when is it gonna stop? It's a lot of work placing all these trees, actually. It's like, I need to be a perfectionist, I guess. So, okay, this is the way. We are supposed to go this way, so that's why we are gonna take a little detour around here, around here, and here. I really made these people walk for just a Troodon. Well, just a Troodon. It is a cute Troodon. I love the skin. I think it's that's Papurana and the black one, Swalbard. I love the black and orange combination. It's the best. Do we have one in the sun anywhere? Oh, okay. This one is getting into. Get into the sun, you son of a Troodon. Anyway, and I went for the dirty snow to distinguish the enclosures somehow, because yeah, it became a little repetitive after some time, because when you can place all the trees, you really start placing them all. And yeah. Okay, we have, we can hear the T-Rex, but we have the Jurassic tour over here, which is going in the wrong way. I mean, I'm glad that we can switch between them now, but also switch the which way the tour goes, like which side it goes. So it was first supposed to go around here and over here. Now it's going towards us, but I could change it now, but who cares, right? I guess. And here we have the Brachiosaurus. Here we have another Brachiosaurus. Here are the Gallimimus. You have already seen the Gallimimus. Oh, I love this view. I just love how they can do this with their tails. It's just... Okay, but let's continue the way that the tour was originally supposed to go. And we also have our Sinoceratops here with my favorite skin, which is this one, and with this random kind of dull skin that was meh. I tried. Sometimes I experiment, and sometimes my experiments are not like the best thing ever. So we go back around here. This is a long enclosure, and again, I wouldn't be able to do this with a brush. So all of these trees that you can see, and all of these rocks, and all of these trees, they were put there by my hand at the expense of my sanity. Yeah. Okay, here we have another square. But we will take a detour first again because we want to get to the... These are sticking out like sore thumbs. We want to get to the end of the labyrinth, but first we need to take a detour. And this detour can go two ways. This is the first one where we have a viewing gallery that overlooks the Brachiosaurus and Gallimimus and Sinoceratops. Oh. And then we have another viewing gallery that overlooks the my favorite enclosure, the Cryolophosaurus enclosure. This is, I mean, I love this elevation and like the whole effect that it does to the enclosure. Never mind the fact that I just love the Cryolophosaurus as a dinosaur, as a creature. Look at it. Just look at it. Just look how beautiful, how deadly it is. They deserve an enclosure like this. They deserve a well thought out enclosure. And that's what I try to give them. So, enough self-praise, let's move along. Okay, so this is a dead end, as you can see. So we have to go back over here to the other side. And to the other side, we have another viewing gallery, and with another dead end, but in this viewing gallery, we can see the Triceratops. And I put some snow in their enclosure to, again, make it different. I put the, is it Tempskyatries? I never know. Calamities, it's Calamities. Yeah. I didn't have that much time to actually build lately, and I keep forgetting the names of these. There's another one, walking through the rocks. I hope they can't. No, please game, don't do this to me that they can walk through the rocks again, because my Jurassic Egypt series is flunked if that happens. Never mind, let's move on. So we need to go back to this way. I didn't put the planters everywhere because I was lazy, I'm sorry. But I like this, what is it, square? It looks really good from up above. I like this stripe, right? People can walk through here, and there's all this nature in between and around it. We have small guest section over here. This is where the Pyroraptors broke out that Caesar Creates was talking about. I would love to thank Caesar Creates and Prehistory 5 for their contribution to the news report video. It was really cool to have you guys, so thank you. Over here, you can already hear them. We have no. We don't have the Dilophosaurus here. We have the Pyroraptors. Initially, this was the raptor enclosure, and then they made the update where the raptors could be with the Indominus Rex. So I put the raptors with the Indominus Rex, and I put the Pyroraptor over here, because the two times that I did a video with the Pyroraptor, they were the Dominion skin. Well, no, the first time was Dominion plus other skins, but I really wanted random skins over here, and I wanted them colorful. So, yeah. The Pyroraptors broke out first. Okay, I'm going back. So this was the Pyroraptors, this is the square. Over here we have the gyrosphere tour of an overrun facility, but it's like it was designed to be overrun, and I really wanted to do an overrun facility, and this was the enclosure that was, you know, like creating trouble, because it was either cut off all the buildings or have danger to guests. And we have the Monolophosaurus here. Hello. And we have, I wanted it to look industrial, which then made for a great video, for a great shot when the power went out. We have the Allosaurus here with a pattern. It's something that you don't see every day when it comes to me. We have 3 of them. And where's all the Monolophosaurus? Oh, here they are, sleeping. At first, you know what I did? I didn't put any water in this whole thing because it's kind of intricate. It's kind of like the tour goes around these buildings and it loops like this, and there were like buildings everywhere, and I just didn't put any water in there, and they started dying, and I was like, oopsie. I guess I should do something about it, I guess. I don't know. And I finally made use of all these industrial cages and buildings, and it really looks like an overrun facility with a goat here and there running around. And this is gonna be a long video. So over here we have the Gigantspinosaurus, a dinosaur that I've been warming up to, like really warming up to, because before that I was like, meh, like who cares about Gigantspinosaurus, and now I'm like, oh my god, it's such a cutie, right? And this one doesn't have a pattern. This one is nice. This one is nice, yes. And again, I made use of the planters over here. And to this side, this is where the Dilophosaurus are. Yes. So these Dilos, here's something that I did. I kind of like broke my rule of water being like higher than the rest of the enclosure, but we have more water over here. So it's more like cascading pools, I guess. And there's quite a few of these, and the enclosure goes all the way down here. Oh, don't mind that. You were not supposed to see that. I was, again, I was using the edges of the map as much as I could, because I can. I mean, who's gonna stop me, right? The guests cannot see it. I hope you can forgive me. When we go back, I'll try to speed this up. We have another enclosure over here that's just bordered with these planters, and that's an enclosure where I hope we can see. Do we have any animals on our animal tour? Do we have any dinosaurs on our dinosaur tour? Like, where are they? Okay, over here. This Tyrannosaurus is my favorite ceratopsid. Of course, we had to have my favorite ceratopsid, and I was trying to distinguish this enclosure with these bushy thingies, these bushes, like these huge bushes and nothing else, like maybe a tree or a shrub here and there, but I wanted it to look different. And I think that when you just use a certain, like one kind, it's much better. It's much better because you distinguish it at least a little bit. I think this is a dead end, so let's visit this one first. Oh, this is one of the 2 viewing galleries that's looking into the Acrocanthosaurus enclosure. This is the second one. And again, I was trying to create a valley over here. I was playing with the elevation, and this is the Acrocanthosaurus, one of 2. Oh, this is the second one. Again, another dinosaur that oh, they're gonna interact! It's all shaky. Acrocanthosaurus interaction is very rare, so I'm really glad that we could see that, but this is their enclosure. I was trying to create a valley over here because I felt like for these vicious carnivores it's fitting, and Acrocanthosaurus is one of those dinosaurs that I really warmed up to over the years and months. So if this was the first viewing gallery, and if we go now around here, we can see a few more enclosures. We can see an enclosure with the Quianzhousaurus. I made it snowy, and the skin was such a huge miss, but I really feel like this dinosaur is, I don't want to say a miss in its own way, but I kind of don't like the design, and it's like it feels unfinished. It feels not that refined as some of the other animals. I don't know. Just look at the head. Yeah, go to sleep. Okay, and here we have to the other side. I was again trying to go for something else again. I did something like this, like a small river that goes into a lake, or if you can call it like that, and I was trying to raise the terrain, and I was trying to use the calamities. I really warmed up to the calamities as well, and this is the Megalosaurus, and I was trying to use these huge bushes. So this is the Megalosaurus, and we also have another very nice enclosure where I tried to make it fade into the forest. And we have the Polacanthus over here. Another dinosaur that is heavily underused, but I mean, like, why? Look at its cute face. It's just I love it so much, actually. Like, I don't know. And these colors are actually really, really nice and really well done. So, and they had this little pool over here. Again, I kind of broke the rule, but if I really like wanted the guests to see them, I had to put water here. And to this side, we have a viewing gallery where we can see into the enclosure of the Indominus Rex and the Raptors, and we see none. We will come back to this enclosure after a break. No. We go back to here actually, and this is where we have another one of those enclosures that are bordered with the planters, and we have the, I think it's Huayangosaurus here. I've been talking for quite some time, and this video is getting so freakishly long, and we're nowhere near the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Huayangosaurus, and let's move on. I think we have 3 or 4 here. This part is so big that even the Chunkingosaurus got in. Like, the Chunkingosaurus. This enclosure has 3 viewing galleries and looks into the T-Rex enclosure. We have 2 T-Rexes. We have one over here, the green one, and we have a brown one over here. He's a sleepy boy. And the enclosure looks like this. So again, I tried to do like a river / creek and break it down with some elevation. Aw, they can wave at each other if they had arms. And I was trying to, yeah, break it with some elevation, of course, put the elevation down a little bit, like right in, next to the viewing galleries, and create this natural habitat for the T-Rex. Yeah, to this side we have a mirroring enclosure where we have, what do we have? The Nodosaurus, another one of those small dinosaurs that are believable not to escape from an enclosure that's bordered with planters. And we can visit this enclosure, the square over here. It's a circular square, like this. I will show you the map at the end. I will show you everything basically. But here we go into one of the biggest enclosures, and that's the enclosure for the raptors and the Indominus Rex. We have quite a few raptors over here. I think their skins were randomized, so it's not really like I knew them that well. I really wanted the Indominus to have this mountain over here because it felt appropriate to give such a huge theropod a huge enclosure like this, but where is it? Ah, there she is. I went with this green over the top skin because this is the first part build where I used the hybrids. It felt appropriate to use the hybrids for Jurassic Labyrinth because I don't really like the hybrids because I'm, you know, like I like animals that are like that actually existed, I guess. But Is she gonna hunt? No. But yeah, when I said to myself that I would use the hybrids, I said to myself, go big or go home. So that's why it's so crazy. Okay, so this is the square. Nice fountain in the middle. And we go on to here. It's not that much left. First, we need to go here to this enclosure, and in this enclosure, we have the Nasutoceratops and Archaeornithomimus drinking from the ground. It found underground water. And I really tried to create like a redwood forest enclosure for them, and I love this little creek that they have here. The enclosure looks best from this angle. As I said, the whole thing is on Nexus already, so you can download it and you can just bask in its wonders if I go too quick, but it's time to go rather quickly because we still have so many enclosures. This is the Stygimoloch enclosure. I love the green skin. Not so much the orange one or yellow or whatever that is. This one is nice because it's like the combination of the two. I went for 2 skins and then I randomized the pattern because I wasn't sure like which pattern. And I created a little island here for them. This is the cryo enclosure. And when we go over here, we have the Herrerasaurus sleeping. Their enclosure is usually in the shade. So when we go back around the Nasutos and Stygimoloch, and we go to this side where we have the last, we can have the last view at the Velociraptor and Indominus enclosure. We go this way towards the last square, and we have our heavy hitters over here. We have an enclosure with the Gigantspinosaurus. I use the Dominion skins because if you have seen any of my previous videos where Gigantspinosaurus was included, you know that I hate its skins, usually. I mean, I haven't found a good Gigantspinosaurus skin yet. Maybe I will one day, I don't know. What are you guys doing? Keep this PG-13. Anyway, I decided to put these monorail pillars into their enclosure like this, next to these 2 viewing galleries to make it different. Again, it looks majestic when you have these pillars aligned like this. Well, they're not always exactly aligned, but they do create, at least over here, they do create these little corridors. I do have a problem with the Dominion Gigantspinosaurus because it's, I mean, the spines and everything, it's not really realistic, but I mean, okay, of course, whatever. And this is the Indoraptor, one of 2. This is the green one, but my favorite is nowhere to be seen. Indo, where are you? Come on, Indoraptor, we don't have that much time anymore. But what I love about their enclosure and what about, you know, like doing this in general is that when you put dirty snow in the water, it creates this beautiful aquamarine color that you can use for the water, and they have all this forest for themselves. Okay, so I found the second Indoraptor and I really love this one. This one I think is much more beautiful than the green one, because the green one is kind of meh, but this one, the blue one, I mean, yes. I mean, yeah, the Indoraptor, it's beautiful, it's vicious, it's gracious, but yeah, it's a hybrid, and I don't usually use the hybrids unless it's for a theme park like this. And this is the last square, And when I said that we have our heavy hitters here, I didn't mean like only heavy hitters, because at this square in the middle, we have the Chunkingosaurus, the winner of the Meh Tommy Award at our last Tommy Awards. If you haven't seen that, make sure to check that out, because it was also the community poll results. And yeah, the Chunkingosaurus, I don't think I'll ever change my mind about it. And this is the square from up above. Doing this took ages and all of my will to live. So I highly advise against it. And there's some shops over here, there's some... And this is the enclosure for the Scorpius Rex, our last enclosure, because it is supposed to be like a high security thing. Here he is, the Scorpius Rex. My God, is he ugly. I mean, yeah. And I did what I... Yeah, this is actually, when I was doing the Scorpius Rex pit enclosure for a tutorial, it was around the time that... I mean, this was built afterwards, but it was inspired by this. And finally, you can see it in the game. It's not a circle, it's a square over here. But I think it looks really nice. It looks like the animal is highly aggressive, highly dangerous, and that's why there needs to be all these spikes. So let me show you the blueprint so that we don't waste any more time. This is the Scorpius enclosure. This is basically the end. Once again, I have already... At this point, the park will be on Nexus, and you can all download it, and you can take a walk. You can try to navigate yourself through this labyrinth. And I really do hope that you enjoyed this whole series of videos that I prepared for you throughout the month of October. There were some delays, but those delays were justified, and I talked about it in my previous video, so I won't mention it again. But I'm really glad that if you stuck by the end of this video, because I know it's a long one, and I really tried to make it as quickly as possible. But thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tommy. If you liked the video, please give me a like, comment, or share with your friends. And if you think that you will like my upcoming content, which is basically more of this, please do consider subscribing, because there's much more coming, and I have so many more ideas for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Maybe I'll dabble in other games too, who knows, time will tell. And also another decisive factor, if I have time, that will be a tell. So thank you again for watching. Have the greatest of the days, and till the next time, bye bye.